Good Monday morning. Today is a first alert weather day. We'll get to why in just a second. But first, I want to get temperatures out of the way. They're in the 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, near 40 in the lower Columbia Basin. The same thing with the Blue foothills, and a little bit colder up in the higher terrain of the Cascades and the Blues. Now that that's out of the way, yes, today is a first alert weather day from 8 p.m. this evening to 12 p.m. tomorrow for White Pass, Sadish Pass, and for Tollgate, as some of these peak wind gusts could peak between 60 to 65 miles per hour. So some big time impacts there. They'll mainly be out of the south and west, starting to gust upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour right now in the southern Blues. But of course, these will ramp up later today, especially this evening. And it's because of this storm system, which you're just now seeing on the edge of the domain of the page. And this will continue to move closer to our region, and in the Tri-Cities, our best rain chance is going to be after lunchtime, especially around dinner time. So for today, we'll have highs in the 40s in the valleys, 50s and 60s for the basin and the foothills. Rain and thunderstorms looking likely for today. Of course, some strong wind gusts. We'll have snow up in the mountains, and in terms of visibility, it is looking pretty good. But I will, of course, I'll touch on the rainfall accumulations, the snowfall accumulations, how strong some of the wind gusts could be, all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a family unable to return home this morning after their house goes up in flames overnight. We have the latest on the investigation.
And the Pasco Fire Department partaking in a long-standing tradition, calling on the community for help in pushing their brand new fire truck. With the details and a look at that tradition.
Also ahead, the deadline for federal workers to turn in what exactly they did last week is just hours away. Some heads of departments telling their employees not to reply. Elon Musk saying not replying will be taken as a resignation. We have that story coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Monday, February 24th, and we want to get right to some new information coming in this morning after a Pasco family is unable to return to their home after a late night fire broke out.
Now, this happened on the 5700 block of Concord Drive just after 11:30 p.m. Fire crews from Pasco, Richland, and Franklin County Fire District 3 responded after witnesses reported seeing flames and smoke coming from the back porch. Police made sure that everybody in the home and the house next door were out safely, and firefighters were able to put the fire out in less than 10 minutes, but the back of the home and areas inside suffered damages. We're also told that a dog inside the home during the fire was hurt and was taken to get treated. However, the people inside and firefighters were not hurt, and the American Red Cross was called in to help get the family housing assistance as well as basic necessities, and the cause is under investigation.
Taking you to Yakima now, where travelers headed westbound on I-82 near Selah should be prepared for some possible delays. It all comes as crews continue to work on the repairs caused by damages from a crash last month. Our very own Emily Goodell has more.
It happened when a semi-truck spun out and crashed into the side of the bridge.
We determined that the damaged part was a truss, and that was a load-bearing piece. And so we needed to keep weights off of that section of the roadway.
The left lane of I-82 westbound shut down ever since.
The good news is the bridge was not in danger of collapsing, so we had a little bit of time to plan for the repair, figure out the best method on how we're going to do it, wait for a good weather window, and secure funding.
Repairs mean a short detour onto Selah Road for westbound I-82 drivers headed to Selah or Ellensburg.
People getting through that section, it's kind of a complicated web of roadways, right? But for the most part, signs will direct travelers through the work zone. So they'll shift from I-82, they'll cross over, they'll go down this way, and then once they're out of this, they can either, the Jersey barrier will be open past the bridge, so they can either go into the right lane to continue on to Ellensburg here, or stay here and continue on to Selah. I want to note that interconnect or the bypass is going to be one lane in each direction. So westbound travelers can definitely expect congestion, especially during peak travel times as they're headed westbound either into Selah or continuing on to Ellensburg.
The cost of repairs estimated at $300,000, taken out of WSDOT's maintenance budget, with plans to recover that cost from the trucking company. In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, crews have already started making those repairs, and the job's expected to take about 2 weeks to finish up. All right, turning now to news out of Kennewick. It is official. Phase 1 of the Three Rivers Convention Center expansion is moving forward. The City of Kennewick Council unanimously approving a resolution to proceed with the project. It'll be funded through a bond issued by the Public Facilities District and will not add any new taxes to taxpayers. Construction will start in March, marking 12 years since an expansion was initially conceptualized. After construction is complete, the center will add a 60,000 square foot exhibit hall, 5,000 square feet of additional meeting rooms, an extended lobby, and a new kitchen to the existing footprint.
So we are trying to become, the entertainment district. We've got this core of all these buildings, and we're looking, as our architect says, to create sticky architecture.
A new Marriott hotel will also be built, which will include 162 rooms. The new hotel is expected to break ground in April, and the entire project is scheduled to wrap up in the fall of 2026.
In a health alert this morning, the Kittitas County Public Health Department is working closely with Ellensburg High School to address a confirmed case of whooping cough. The case is associated with the school's cheer team, and the health department is recommending that all cheerleaders and associated staff get tested, especially if they're experiencing symptoms. Their goal is to stop the spread and protect the health of the team, staff, students, and the community. All Ellensburg High School cheerleaders and associated staff should also contact their healthcare provider for a PCR test. Now, a long-standing tradition dating back to the 1800s involves firefighters pushing in their new truck to officially put it into service.
What a fun way to get the community together.
I had no idea they did that.
Yeah, so take a look. The Pasco Fire Department called on the community for a little help to push in their brand new fire engine, which weighs 50,000 pounds. The new engine, a 2024 Pearson Forcer, was funded by taxpayer dollars and replaces an older model. Deputy Fire Chief Chris Mortensen says while this truck is a critical tool for firefighters, it ultimately belongs to the community.
What it demonstrates is a commitment to public safety and a recognition of public safety, not only between the city management staff, the firefighters, the city council, but seeing the investment in the within the community into public safety means a tremendous amount.
The older truck is now on reserve, ready to roll out if the new one ever needs maintenance, and a special moment for the Pasco Fire Department, also the community, for working together to welcome their newest life-saving tool.
I love seeing all the little kiddos in their little fire outfits and hats. It's adorable. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We are just hours away from the deadline given by Elon Musk to federal workers to list their accomplishments from the last week or face potential termination. We have that story coming up in just a few minutes.
But first, it is the First Alert Weather Day, and Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth has what you can expect for today. That'll be right when we come back in just a few minutes.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service, plus free electrical safety inspection. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
So what is this? Is this a relationship, a friendship?
This is family.
Okay, so you cousins?
And
damn, you her auntie? Hey, auntie.
Nate Jackson, as seen on MTV's Wildin' Out and Kevin Hart's Heart of the City on Comedy Central. Friday, March 7th, Legends Casino Hotel.
They don't even want to answer no more. They're trying to look away. No, look at me. Ernest goes to camp.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Nate Jackson, Super Funny World Tour. Friday, March 7th at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish.
Spring clean for a cause. With fresh leadership, Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity store is ready to make an even bigger impact. Join us and Century 21, Piton Wealth, and PG Long for our Fill a Truck event on March 7th and 8th. Donate furniture, appliances, decor, anything to help furnish a home. And for every donation or purchase, you'll be entered to win a gift basket. Enjoy free fries, fun, and the chance to change lives. Visit the Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity store in Richland. Your donation builds homes.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
Visit Fred's Appliance for our President's Day sale. Explore unbeatable deals on the largest selection of Get It Today inventory in the region. Discover the quietest KitchenAid dishwasher, offering powerful cleaning without the noise. Run a cycle anytime. Enjoy a third-level rack for silverware and utensils, an adjustable middle rack for tall items, and the Print Shield finish that resists smudges and fingerprints. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
Vance Heating and Air Conditioning. We promise friendly customer service, highly trained technicians. Save $50 on any heating repair. We service all makes and models. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
This newscast is sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a flood warning that is in place, not for all of Umatilla County. This is just the way our graphic software shows flood warnings. It is actually in place for the Umatilla River near Gibbon. So I'm going to step off the screen just so I can read the information from the National Weather Service in Pendleton. But at 7 feet, and again, the Umatilla River at Gibbon has risen to around 7 feet. So at 7 feet, flooding of pastures and outbuildings close to the river from around the Bar M Ranch downstream through the Cayuse area. That is all possible. And so this flood warning runs until further notice, but they do make note that the river forecast is expected to, well, the river forecast has the river actually falling below flood stage into this afternoon. That's certainly something we're going to track. Also, we have high wind warnings and wind advisories and high wind watch that's technically just out of the confines of our viewing area. But you can read more about these by downloading the First Alert Weather app for free on the App Store or on Google Play. The same thing applies to these winter storm warnings that aren't on our side of the Cascades, and then these winter weather advisories that are on our side of the Cascades. For lower elevations for today, rain chances going to start to pick up specifically later this morning into the afternoon, and then we'll have a chance for some thunderstorms for the late afternoon to early evening. So for today, another mild day, a little bit cooler in the valleys with high temperatures in the 40s, but 50s and 60s elsewhere. Very windy or breezy for today, and then those winds becoming even more widespread for tonight. And this is when that first alert weather day is going to kick in for White Pass, Sadis Pass, and for Tollgate. So I'll touch on how strong the wind gusts could be once again. Also, I'll show you how much rain and snow we're expecting from the storm system. All that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 6:12 in your national headlines this morning. The federal job cuts keep coming. Almost all full-time USAID employees are on administrative leave as of today, and that follows about 2,000 layoffs in the agency yesterday. Now, other federal workers face a new deadline of 11:59 Eastern Time tonight. 8:59 our time. An email from the Office of Personnel Management gives them until then to explain the work that they did last week. In an X post, Elon Musk saying he'll interpret a failure to respond as a resignation. But the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, State and Energy all telling their workers not to reply. The White House hasn't clarified if that puts their Trump-nominated secretaries at odds with Musk. The National Federation of Federal Employees says workers should discuss the emails with their supervisors. Several unions are vowing to take legal action. Keeping a close eye on it. 6:13, still much more ahead. When we come back, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll let us know what we can expect for the rest of the week. Your full forecast coming up after the break.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office on Thursday, March 20th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,300 off, plus a free thermostat on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Weeknights.
Good evening, everybody.
Apple Valley News Now at 5, followed by ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. Then Apple Valley News Now at 6 and 6:30.
New at 6 tonight.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, and Stacey Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side.
You're only 1 week away until
Hollywood's biggest night
meets Daytime's biggest morning.
Next Live, Hank Azaria and Phil Dunster from Surface.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a lot of weather to talk about, so let's go ahead and get right into it, okay? By 8 this morning, snow showers return to the Cascades, rain returns to the Blues. Snow turns more likely in the Cascades by 10 a.m. as shower chances start for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. By lunchtime, rain chances turn likely for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, and we'll hold on to that through 2 p.m. Then by 4 p.m., rain chances turn likely for the Lower Columbia Basin and Blue Foothills, with chances of thunder snow in the mountains and thunderstorms for lower elevations. Then by 6 p.m., starting to transition back to snow in the Blues. And then by 8 p.m., much drier for lower elevations with chances of thunderstorms and thunder snow going down across the map. Then after 10 p.m., rain chances grow likely again in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. And we'll hold on to that through the morning on Tuesday. And then really it's going to be after 10 in the morning on Tuesday, in which will be mostly dry again in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. And then after 4 p.m., that's when snow chances will finally go down significantly in the Cascades. And then after 10 p.m., it looks like we'll be mostly dry across the map. Finally done with this ordeal. Okay, let's talk about the biggest impact that we're going to see from this storm system from tonight through lunchtime tomorrow. That's going to be the very strong southwesterly wind gusts gusting upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour in the Cascades, between 50 to 60 miles per hour in the Blues. So it's going to be some very dangerous travel, very difficult travel for high-profile vehicles on U.S. Highway 12, also for U.S. 97 at Sadish Pass, and for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, and for Interstate 84 at Cabbage Hill. In terms of snowfall over the next 24 to 36 hours, maybe 4 to 6 inches for our Cascade passes, definitely much less than that for our Blue Mountain passes. And then in terms of rainfall over the same time frame, maybe another 1.5 inches of rainfall up in the Cascades. Okay totals for lower elevations, maybe another 1/2 inch in the Blue Mountains. And remember, we still have that flood warning that's in place for the Umatilla River near Gibbon in Umatilla County. Okay. After Tuesday, looking much drier. There is another storm system into this weekend. Looks like winds could be a factor with that one as well, but not nearly as wet as some of the storm systems we've been dealing with. High temperatures will continue to stay about 5 to 10 degrees above average for the next 7 days, so very comfortable stuff in the Tri-Cities. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain and storms likely today, drier but stronger winds on Tuesday, then much calmer for the rest of the week. In Yakima, rain likely today, rain less likely tomorrow with wind gusts ramping up, then dry and mild for the rest of the work week. In Ellensburg, rain likely today, a 50-50 chance of rain on Tuesday with stronger winds, then calmer for the rest of the week. In Hermiston, rain and thunderstorms likely today, drier but gustier tomorrow, then a less active stretch of weather for Wednesday and beyond. And then in Walla Walla, rain likely today, less likely but windier tomorrow, then mild and dry for the rest of the work week. Now you're taking a live look at Kennewick, this view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
The best deals of the year are going on now at Overturf Kia. Check out the sporty, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive Kia K4 with a show-stopping silhouette. A new 2025 Kia K4 LXS starts at just $23,459. Plus, get 3.99% interest for 60 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge on Columbia Drive in Kennewick.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. Ironic. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less. That's ironic. Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. Kopstein and King for a free live webinar this Thursday at noon and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Injured on the road or on the job? Visit FromBackAutumn.com. Gather vital information on your type of injury claim. Chat live about your needs. Even schedule a free consultation. From Back in Autumn. Bulldog Tough.
If it was my family, I'd want to make sure they get all the information they need to make the best decision. That's why we fully inspect our vehicles and certify everything. With McCurley Certified and Certified Plus, we look at everything from the tires to the maintenance records to recalls to any open campaigns. We make sure the vehicle is completely safe. The only vehicles we sell are ones that are completely inspected. McCurley Certified means your vehicle meets a higher standard.
Find your way home in a Subaru Certified Pre-Owned vehicle from McCurley Subaru.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
6:22. Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have your entertainment news this morning, and the annual Screen Actors Guild Awards took place just last night in LA, and these awards honor the best in film and TV.
That's right, and the FX series Shogun had a big night and walked away with 4 awards. Actor Hiroyuki Sanada won for outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series, and his co-star Anna Sawai picked up the award for outstanding performance by a female actor, also in a drama series.
Shogun also won Best Performance by an Ensemble in a Drama Series and Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a TV series.
Congratulations to them. Only Murders in the Building also won big. The Hulu comedy, which is heading into its 5th season, walked away with both awards that it was nominated for.
So actor Martin Short won for Best TV Comedy Actor, his first SAG award ever, and the show also scored the win for Best TV Comedy Ensemble. And now to the SAG Lifetime Achievement Award. It was actress Jane Fonda who accepted that one.
The 87-year-old encouraged the importance of activism and highlighted her views surrounding the importance of creating empathy.
Fonda reminded everyone it's okay to be a late bloomer and ended with some words of encouragement, saying there will always be beauty and, quote, an ocean of truth for us to swim in.
Now, some other big winners included Timothée Chalamet for Best Male Actor in a Leading Role for his role as Bob Dylan in A Complete Unknown, and he gave a really great speech talking about how he wants to be one of the greats, known as one of those, and he didn't sugarcoat the hard work that goes into this role.
Oh, also, Demi Moore won Best Female Actor in a Leading Role for her part in The Substance.
Great movie.
That's what you were saying. Yeah, you said
Creepy,
it's a little
though.
creepy. Yeah. Zoe Saldana won Best Female Actor in a supporting role for her part in Emilia Perez.
Best Male Actor in a supporting role went to Kieran Culkin for his role in A Real Pain.
Congrats to all of them.
Yeah, and then the Oscars are next weekend, and I'm hoping Wicked wins some awards. They've been nominated for a lot of things, but kind of a few here and there, so waiting on that.
Yeah, you still haven't seen it, have you?
Still haven't. No, didn't watch it.
Because we haven't forced you into it yet.
Know, right?
Okay, your time will come. It's fine.
Your time will come. That's a little ominous.
So much for ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Taking you to Yakima, where people are seeking to recall the Yakima County Coroner. They've started circulating petitions, placed them at several businesses across the county. It's an effort to hold elected officials accountable.
And we have how many signatures are needed to move that process forward, and that's coming up in our next half hour. And Josh, a little hint on the 3-degree guarantee?
It went up. It's not the most savvy jackpot you've ever seen, but it is a jackpot nonetheless. I'll tell you how much it is coming up at 6.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
They say when you know. That perfect match. The one that feels just right. The one that fits your style, your touch, your soul. At Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, we believe in love at first note. Whether it's the warmth of an acoustic or the versatility of a digital, the right piano is waiting for you. Play it, feel it, fall for it. Because when the right one comes along, you'll know. Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos. Life's more fun when you know how to play.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a 24 Bronco Sport 4x4 for just $299 a month for 36 months, plus 2 years free maintenance. Only your local Ford dealer.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring, so you don't have to. So no more nudging your partner or sleeping on the other side of the house, because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it all night, every night.
And for a limited time, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Kraken, Blues, pregame at 4:30, Tuesday on Apple Valley News Now. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us and joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, that 3-degree guarantee. The jackpot's not too high right now,
but the temperatures are getting higher.
Yes. Well, at this point, they're staying like pretty consistent, but higher, much higher as opposed to what we saw just a couple minutes back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the jackpot. Again, this is our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. And I went with a forecast high of 44 in Pasco on Friday. It verified at 41, so the jackpot did go up to $25. So for today, I'm going with the forecast high 56 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 53 to 59, the jackpot's going to go up to $50. If not, then all $25 could be yours. It's not the best jackpot ever, but it's money, and we all love money. So find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now it's on your screen are temperatures as we're in the 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, near 40 in the lower Columbia Basin, also near 40 in the Blue foothills. Colder up in the higher terrain of the Blues and Cascades as we're seeing 20s and 30s. Today is a first alert weather day from 8 p.m. this evening to 12 p.m. on Tuesday for White Pass, Sadish Pass, and for Tollgate, as some of those peak wind gusts could peak between 60 to 65 miles per hour. We're already seeing wind gusts starting to pick up for the Southern Blues and for Sadish Pass. And of course, we'll see more of that as the day progresses. And it's in association with this storm system that is starting to enter the domain of the page towards south and west. And this will, of course, bring us widespread rain and snow and even some thunderstorms as we head into this afternoon and evening. So your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities, heavy jacket stuff for this morning, light jacket weather by the late morning, and then raincoat stuff for the afternoon and into the evening. So for today, highs into the 40s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, 50s and 60s for the basin and for the foothills. And I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's very active forecast. And that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, starting off this half hour with news out of Olympia, a party line vote has advanced a proposal to give the legislature more say over a governor's emergency powers. But the bill's sponsor says changes to the legislation has shaken his own support of it. Senate Bill 5434 is a bipartisan proposal to give the legislature power to end a governor's declared state of emergency and also automatically end emergency limitations on activities after 30 days. Democratic senators on the state government committee amended the bill, removing the 30-day limit on emergency limitations, instead giving the legislature the option to vote to end those orders. All Republicans on the committee voted against the amended bill, arguing that it's weaker than current law. As we previously reported, Governor Bob Ferguson highlighted emergency powers reform as a priority, even making a call to get the bill a public hearing. And Washington state senators advanced a bill to support pilots who are disqualified from flying due to mental and neurological health reasons. Capitol correspondent Albert James shows us why pilots say there's been a huge barrier in getting necessary care and how an almost catastrophic situation brought the issue to light.
They keep us all moving around, and we want to make sure that they are healthy and safe as they do that work.
Senate Bill 5396 would ensure paid family and medical leave benefits are given to pilots, air traffic controllers, and other employees who are waiting to be medically recertified by the Federal Aviation Administration. Under federal law, pilots and other staff with certain health conditions are disqualified from work unless they go through a process to be reinstated. Pilots have said that recertification process is arduous, often taking nearly 2 years, and going that long without work is costly.
The unfortunate reality is that the vast majority of pilots do not choose the path toward mental wellness. Why? Financial loss and financial uncertainty are the main reasons my colleagues do not take the necessary steps.
Prime sponsor Mark Elias, a Democrat from Snohomish County, said he wanted to take action after a terrifying incident in 2023. An off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot struggling with mental health issues allegedly tried to shut off the engines of a jet as it was flying from Everett to San Francisco.
What was clear in the aftermath is that the pilot himself lost his career, is deeply regretful of what happened, and has raised awareness of the challenges for our pilots to access necessary care.
The state fiscal analysis projects the bill will result in increases for paid family and medical leave premiums. Airlines previously expressed concerns over some of the compensation requirements, but the legislation was amended to accommodate their own leave programs. In the end, all members of the Labor and Commerce Committee in attendance Friday supported the bill moving forward.
I think it's a well-worked bill, and I know that people have the various groups have worked very diligently and very hard to try and find some common ground where they could come together, and I think they've achieved that. So I will be supporting the bill today. Thank you.
The bill now goes to the Senate Ways and Means Committee, which has until next Friday to consider the proposal and whether to move it to the full Senate. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
6:34 and news out of Yakima, where people are seeking to recall Yakima County Coroner Jim Curtis, and they've started circulating petitions. These petitions are being placed at several local businesses across the county. The recall process was started by several Yakima County Republican Party precinct officers in response to a criminal case involving the coroner. It led to him being charged with official misconduct, tampering with evidence, and making a false or misleading statement to a public servant.
It's really important for us to be able to hold our elected officials accountable, and this is that method. We've had a lot of people reach out how frustrated they are with what has happened, and this is your opportunity to do that.
They now have up to 6 months to get 13,500 signatures from people registered to vote in Yakima County before the process can move forward. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, Hamas releasing 6 living hostages over the weekend. And in exchange, Israel was to release hundreds of Palestinians, but it has delayed the release until further notice. We have that story coming up in your World News headlines.
First, Josh, we'll have what you can expect for your forecast today as you head out the door. Keep it here. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
This newscast sponsored by Yakima Federal Savings and Loan.
When you're driving, you really need to keep both hands on the wheel, both eyes on the road, and your handheld devices put away. But when someone else is careless, that's another story. Allen Brecky Law Offices has fought to protect public safety on our road.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now continue to honor volunteers by sharing their stories and awarding their charities $1,000 each. If you know someone in Benton and Franklin counties who is making a difference and taking that extra step to make our communities better, please tell us about them today. Just click on Volunteers Count on the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com for the STCU Volunteers Count nomination form. Volunteers Count from STCU and Apple Valley News Now.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. Kopstein and King for a free live webinar this Thursday at noon and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
There's only one.
Be careful what you say.
It's your daily moment of truth.
Don't tell me I'm correct. I'm always correct.
And she always gets the final word.
I'm speaking, not you.
Judy Justice.
Oh, I'm not believing you at all.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
After a car accident, the road to recovery can get quite expensive. An ambulance ride to the hospital, helicopter evacuation, physical therapy, the list is endless. Will the insurance company pay for all of this? And what about your pain and suffering?
You can do anything.
We're getting a glimpse of the future.
The Oscars.
Hosted by me, Conan O'Brien.
Sunday live on ABC and Hulu. You're only 1 week away until
Hollywood's biggest night
meets daytime's biggest morning.
Next live, Hank Azaria and Phil Dunster from Surface. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is a first alert weather day because of some of the wind gusts that will track specifically for tonight and then into the late morning of tomorrow morning. So let's go ahead and show you some of the wind gusts that we could have for today, and they're nothing to scoff at either, as they'll be gusting out of the southwest upwards of 50 miles per hour up in the Cascades. And I think the valley walls of the Kittitas Valley likely going to shield off that valley from some of the strongest wind gusts, but the valley just a little bit too wide in the Yakima Valley to shield the valley from wind, so they will gust out of the south and west upwards of 30 miles per hour. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, some of these wind gusts could gust out of the south and west upwards of 40 miles per hour, and that will play a factor in temperatures being so mild once again for today. Around 60 for Hermiston, a little bit cooler in the Tri-Cities. Then in the Blue Foothills, we'll also see winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 40 miles per hour. These highs also getting up around 60 degrees, a little bit colder up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Cabbage Hill, Ukiah, more like 40s and 50s. Now let's talk about how our seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses have improved over the past few days, albeit they haven't improved by much, at least for the valleys and for the basin. So here are the deficits and the surpluses we were tracking heading into this storm system, and here's what we've seen from Friday through Sunday thus far. We've had about a 1% improvement in the Kittitas Valley, a 2% improvement in the Yakima Valley, a 2% improvement for the lower Columbia Basin, but an 8% improvement in the Blue Foothills, where we're finally in a rainfall surplus for the season. So that's some good news. And more rainfall on the way. I'll tell you how much coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 641 in news from around the world now. Hamas has released 6 living hostages in separate locations on the Gaza Strip over the weekend. In exchange for this latest release of hostages, Israel was expected to release hundreds of Palestinians from its prisons, but it has delayed the release until further notice. In a statement issued by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he says the release of these prisoners would be delayed in light of Hamas's repeated violations, and it will be delayed until the next hostages have been released and, quote, without the humiliating ceremonies. The release of hostages over the weekend is a part of the first phase of the ceasefire agreement with Israel. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, we've got your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Giving you that live look outside this morning. Josh will be back with your full First Alert forecast right after the break. It's 6:42.
The President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row has been extended, so there's still time to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last, or score 60 months no interest. But hurry, the extended President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
What are you up to, Alice?
Well, the nice mechanic asked me to check the pulleys.
Wow, I just realized you can see things we can't. I've always wondered what's in those small windows.
It's marketing.
So that's where they hide out.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
What does dino casting call mean?
That seems bad.
I'll get my resume ready.
February is all about giving back at Pingree Ford with our annual Peanut Butter Drive. Help us fight hunger in our community by donating any non-perishable food items, like peanut butter, all month long. Every donation goes directly to the Sela Food Bank. And while you're here, now is the perfect time to upgrade to a new ride. All in-stock 2024 models are discounted to make room for the 2025s. That means amazing deals on Ford F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and more. Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
I'm in pursuit. He's never gonna make it.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Go after it, Red Wing. I'll catch up.
Because we help protect your dreams.
Good to see everything's okay in here.
I like your shield.
I like yours too. Hold down the fort, little man.
Bye, Cap.
American Family Insurance. And see Captain America: Brave New World.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Hapo came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
The President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended, so there's still time to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Colorado Twin for only $149.99 or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
This newscast is sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a lot of weather to talk about, so let's just go ahead and dive right into it. By 8 this morning, snow showers return to the Cascades, rain returns to the Blues. Then by 10 this morning, snow turns more likely in the Cascades. Shower chances start for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. By lunchtime, rain chances turn likely for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. It'll stay that way through 2 p.m. Then by 4 p.m., rain chances even turn likely for the Lower Columbia Basin and Blue Foothills, with chances of thunder snow in the mountains and thunderstorms for lower elevations. By 6 p.m., we'll start to transition back to snow in the Blues, and then by 8 p.m., much drier for lower elevations with chances of thunderstorms and snow going down across the map. Then after 10 p.m., rain chances grow likely again in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, and it'll be that way through the overnight hours into much of the morning for Tuesday. But after 10 a.m., we'll be mostly dry again in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Then after 4 p.m., snow chances finally go down significantly in the Cascades, and after 10 p.m., it looks like we'll finally completely dry out across the map. Okay, one of the biggest impacts from this storm system from tonight through the afternoon on Tuesday going to be the winds. Very strong out of the south and west, gusting between 60 to 70 miles per hour in the Cascades, between 50 to 60 miles per hour in the Blues. So it's going to be very difficult travel for high-profile vehicles, specifically on U.S. Highway 12, for U.S. 97, for Oregon 204, and for Interstate 84. Okay, on to snowfall now. From 8 this morning to 10 p.m. on Tuesday, we're thinking maybe 4 to 6 inches for our Cascade passes, probably less than an inch for Blue Mountain passes. No snow to speak of for any of our lower elevations. Then in terms of rainfall from 8 this morning to 10 p.m. on Tuesday, same time frame, maybe 1.5 inches up in the Cascades, maybe another 1/2 inch in the Blues, and definitely a lot less for lower elevations. But we'll continue to keep tabs on the river levels for the Umatilla River, especially around Gibbon, as there is a flood warning that's in place, and that runs until further notice. But the water levels should start to recede a little bit later this afternoon. And then after Tuesday, we're looking much drier, at least from Wednesday through Friday. There's another storm system into this week, and it looks like winds could be a bit of a factor with that one as well. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. But in general, high temperatures staying about 5 to 10 degrees above average over the next 7 days. So it's going to feel very comfortable out there, at least in comparison to what we experienced just a couple weeks back. Here is a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain and storms likely today, drier but stronger winds on Tuesday, then much calmer for the rest of the week. In Yakima, rain likely today, rain less likely tomorrow with wind gusts ramping up, then dry and mild for the rest of the work week. In Ellensburg, rain likely today, a 50-50 chance of rain on Tuesday with stronger winds, then calmer for the rest of the week. In Hermiston, rain and thunderstorms likely today, drier but gustier tomorrow, then a less active stretch of weather for Wednesday and beyond. Then in Walla Walla, rain likely today, less likely but windier tomorrow, then mild and dry for the rest of the work week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a warning about what authorities are calling a dangerous new scam. A Las Vegas woman sits behind bars accused of targeting older men in a deadly online romance scam. Now the FBI is appealing to the public, looking for more potential victims.
We remain concerned there may be other individuals, either in the United States or Mexico, who fell victim to her scams and whose trust in her may have cost them their life.
Law enforcement officials announcing that 43-year-old Aurora Phelps is currently in custody in Mexico after she allegedly targeted men in their 60s and 70s on a variety of dating apps. Authorities say 3 of those victims wound up dead.
This is a romance scam on steroids. We have not seen one like this in recent history that's, as nefarious, as sinister.
And coming up at 7 a.m., how to protect yourself with your GMA First Look. I'm Matt Gutman, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Ugh, when is my allergy spray gonna kick in?
You need Astapro.
Astapro?
It's faster, bro. 8 times faster than Flonase.
It's faster, bro.
It's faster, bro. It's faster, bro.
It's mom to you.
Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. Astapro and go.
Take a breath of fresh air with a Stanley Steamer air duct cleaning. We clean over 10 million feet of air ducts each year with our specialized trucks, built by us, removing the contaminants from your home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
It's your home cleaner.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults, Nurtec ODT can provide relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use, like trouble breathing and rash. Get help if you have trouble breathing, swelling of the face, mouth, tongue, or throat. Common side effect is nausea. When migraine takes your time, take Nurtec. Ask your doctor about Nurtec ODT.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:50. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. Almost all full-time USAID employees are on administrative leave after 2,000 layoffs yesterday. Now, other federal workers face a new deadline of 11:59 Eastern Time tonight, and an email from the Office of Personnel Management gives them until then to explain the work they did last week. In an X post, Elon Musk says he'll interpret a failure to respond as resignation, but the Departments of Defense, Homeland Security, State, and Energy are telling workers not to reply. Several unions are vowing to take legal action.
New this morning, Starbucks has announced it will lay off over 1,000 corporate workers and also cut some complex and unpopular drinks from its menu. It includes some Frappuccino blended drinks, its Royal English breakfast latte, and white hot chocolate. All of this is in efforts to streamline operations and shrink 30% of its menu over the next few months. Company also announcing it's eliminating several hundred open and unfilled positions and will require officials at the VP level or higher to visit its Seattle or Toronto offices at least 3 times a week.
And surging egg prices across the U.S. are starting to hit bakeries, and the egg shortage is tied to the bird flu virus, which infected flocks across the country last year. Some bakeries are now paying more than double the price from a year ago, and another factor making business tough is the sky-high price of cocoa. Well, in your health headlines this morning, Pope Francis still hospitalized in critical condition after being diagnosed with pneumonia and being admitted to the hospital last week. Vatican saying he's in pain and is receiving blood transfusions to treat anemia. However, Pope Francis also continues to be alert. He did not deliver the weekly Angelus prayer for only the 3rd time in his almost 12-year-long papacy. He is expected to remain in the hospital for at least all of this week. An listeria outbreak linked to frozen supplemental shakes has killed at least 11 people. The FDA says the products were sold under the brand names Cisco Imperial and Lions Ready Care, and they have been recalled. They were distributed to places like hospitals and long-term care facilities across 21 states, and the CDC says the outbreak includes cases dating back to 2018. In your sports headlines this morning, the New York Yankees rule that they have banning their players from having beards is no longer in effect. The team has scrapped the rule, amending its facial hair policy to allow well-groomed beards. The strict facial hair rule has been in place since the 1970s. The team had generally required players to be clean-shaven when in uniform, but mustaches were allowed. 6:53 now, your local stories you need to know this morning. Sunnyside Police Department asking the public to avoid the area of South 13th Street late last night because of ongoing police activity. And we don't have details on what that activity is, but we do expect to get some more information released to us later today. As soon as we know what's going on there, we'll of course let you know. Travelers heading westbound on I-82 near Sela should prepare for potential delays over the next 2 weeks. The lane had been shut down ever since a semi-truck crashed into the side of the bridge last month, but crews began repairing the damages Friday night. There will be a short detour on the Sela Road for drivers headed to Sela or Ellensburg.
A whooping cough has been confirmed at an area high school. Kittitas County Public Health Department working closely with the Ellensburg High School to address this. So we've learned that this case is associated with the school's cheer team, and to help stop the spread, the department is recommending all cheerleaders and associated staff get tested. They also say those impacted should contact their health care provider for a PCR test.
The Hermiston Parks and Rec Department wants to hear your best ideas on a name for the Cimarron Recreation Area. The area has wetlands and an unpaved trail system, but there are plans to add a playground and more. A $300,000 grant is helping make this a reality. If you have an idea for a name, head to our website for the link to submit it, and that deadline is this week.
Seattle Kraken losing to the Tampa Bay Lightning in last night's game. Final score 4-1 Lightning, but the boys beat the Florida Panthers 2-1 in Saturday's game. Next up for the Kraken, they play St. Louis tomorrow at 5 in Missouri. All right, 6:55, looking at some trending news this morning. Someone's car got stuck in a frozen Minnesota lake, and it's still there nearly a month later.
And this is the video that went viral on social media. The front half of the 2008 Buick Lucerne fell into the White Bear Lake, and the back of the car is encased in ice.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Yikes. Well, the driver got out okay, but this happened in late January, and the sedan hasn't moved.
The man who goes out, there is a man who goes out onto the lake for ice fishing, and he has been uploading videos of the car to Instagram. He says he's even been able to catch some fish on the car.
Oh, okay, so he's just sitting on top of the back of the car and, fishing. Okay. Well, the Buick's owner told authorities he wants to get the car out of the lake, but if he doesn't do that soon, he could face fines. Well, I'm happy to hear that the owner was not in there too.
Not injured, yes.
So how do you even do that? Like, I know, that's,
And that would provide shelter for the fish, so it's probably better fishing around
They're
the
probably
car
just
itself.
hanging out in the car.
Probably,
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we got to get it out of there, though.
Yes.
I know. And that's how I felt, last week, 2 weeks ago when it was really cold, but it's getting a lot better, isn't it, Josh?
Yes, it's feeling more seasonal, if not a little super seasonal for this time of the year.
Like that.
We'll talk about that here in just a second, but first, let's talk about these temperatures. 30s up and down the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, near 40 in the lower Columbia Basin. The same thing for the Blue Foothills, and colder up in the Cascades with 30s, but definitely not as cold as some of the lows we were tracking just a couple weeks back. You can see this storm system encroaching from our south and west, and this is going to bring us some big time wind gusts a little bit later today, but especially for tonight and into tomorrow morning. Already seeing the winds picking up in the southern blues, but like I said, it's going to be tonight into tomorrow morning. 8 p.m. tonight through 12 p.m. on Tuesday. That's when we have a first alert weather day for White Pass, Sadius Pass, and Tollgate, as those peak wind gusts could peak between 60 to 65 miles per hour. So for today, highs in the 40s in the valleys, 50s and 60s in the basin, and in the foothills, we'll have rain and thunderstorms likely. And that's about all she wrote.
A lot going on.
Yep.
So much going on. Well, thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
And Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5.
Have a great day.